Good time zone to everyone here, and welcome to the to our first Unity Speedruns event. I am BeamQueenSol and a part of the Women in Pride guilds. So I'm here with Kirby the Amazing Mirror, all gold games. It's a little bit of a weirder run compared to, like, say, like 80% or something like that, or like 100% or co-op runs. Anyways, let me just go ahead and get into it. So I'm gonna start here in 3, 2, 1, go. And we have a little intro stage, like, you know, pretty much any other playthrough you do with this game. This little bit here where it's like, oh yeah, there's 4 Kirbys, and now you have this little weird stage here. There's not a lot to say about this. We're just gonna kind of go through this door. We're gonna hopefully get through the gate without too much of a hassle. Good, there we go. And we're gonna have our first mitts very, very soon in this run. As soon as I did this block, it's fine. Small, you know, marathon jitters, you know how it is. And that is the Sword Knight being slightly eager. That's okay. And we're gonna do this. Is okay. We're gonna just try that again real quick, and if I don't get it, is fine. Alright, one more time. Okay, I'm gonna call these ones out. They are being a little bit of a rough one. It's fine. This is very important. If I can get wheel, which would be great. Pretty much wheel is our best means of movement. It has a lot of forward momentum. We can just use that to get around. I'm kind of not looking out, so I'm just gonna do a slightly off-kilter stride instead. We'll just take this. We'll use burning. It's okay. It's less than ideal. It's not the greatest, but it'll get us by. It'll get us what we need to do. We'll just go on here, go through this door, go through our whole intro sequence. Right now, it's gonna be a lot like any other run. We're just trying to get to the first bit switch of the game where we can actually break out of the introduction. Until then, we're not gonna have too much going on. If I had wheel, this would be a little bit smoother, but that is not a problem. Just gonna keep going here. I guess this means I get to show off another one of our ability strats earlier, and I probably should have just gone back for that. I am not too worried. This room's a little bit trickier with it anyways. Got that. No, give me that for safety. There we go. So I have to do this early, so we're going to use missile to kind of continue from here. Using this is a lot like using a marble. This would have shown up a little bit later otherwise. It's very tricky to use. It's very awkward if you don't know how to use it very well. It's not really good at doing damage, so we're not really going to use it for that. It's pretty much never used for that, so just gonna... with any luck, we will... There. I am not used to moving around with this at this point in the run, so... Oh, no, let's keep that, because I still need it for one of our things. There. Alright, get out of this room, go over here. We're gonna actually hit this switch now. We do come back here later because this is all gold games, to kind of further explain what this is. So there are these dead ends with big doors on them, and each of these have like a gold game that lasts anywhere from 5 to 15 seconds. And we're just gonna go through all of them. The main objective is completely irrelevant. We're not gonna be going after any bosses. We're not gonna be doing anything with the mirror shards. I know Meta Knight's kind of in trouble, but I'm sure he'll be fine. It's nothing to worry about. He's got this. He's got this 100%. He'll be fine. It's not about him.
It is not about him, but we did get a donation for $10 from Naim. Thank you all so much. Heck yes.
Yeah, definitely Peter's coming in. It's PCR is a very good charity to go for. Alright, now that we hit this switch, we're not fighting the boss, we're leaving. That's it, we're done. So now I can at least get wheel in another fashion, so I'm gonna just pop in here real quick, grab this, we're good. There's wheel. You know it, you love it. And The Kirby's are really eager to cut the rope, so I'm gonna do this instead to show this off. This is a really cool strat with the droppy enemy. Droppy is an enemy where if they touch Kirby, they will become the enemy of the ability that I have. So in this case, they're now a wheelie. We use that so we can lose wheel temporarily, grab cutter, use it to cut the rope, drop it, get wheel back, and do that all in one fell swoop. There's a lot that can go wrong. I have definitely had that droppy just despawn and not show up. I've managed to like set things up in a way where the droppy just kind of falls into like the abyss. It's a whole thing. There's a lot of moving parts. The easier strat would be, since you know, the Kirby's on the corner have sword and cutter collectively, I could have just told them. They could have cut the rope for me for free. But that's a really cool strat. That enemy's only in this game. I had to show it off. And now we have our first mini boss of the run. This is Boxy. Boxy is also kind of a bit of a mean one. Can be very unusual with their movements and likes to jump around and stuff. I made that look way easier than it is sometimes. I definitely had runs where Boxy just gives me the business a lot. Anyway, this is our first goal game. This is very straightforward. Like I said, it lasts anywhere from 5 to 15 seconds. It's just going to be, I collect items and stuff and wait for it to end. But now that I've got that kind of like explained, a lot of those ones moving forward will be very good spots for messages and donations and all that stuff. But in the meantime, we're going to start making our way towards our next goal game, which is... In my splits, I have like the names of each of these. So this one is... at the end of it would be a mini boss boxer. We don't fight him because he's actually optional. So if we don't have to fight him, we're not going to. And that is just a that's just a small bomb. Don't worry about it. Get rid of these. And as we're kind of making our way through here, I don't know if there's any other messages right now, but this would be a good time for them.
Well, it looks like we could just talk about the charity. We are raising funds for PCRF, my lovely friends in chat. ! Donate will get you that link. We have already since gained a $10 donation from Osmorn and a $10 donation from Niam. So thank you all so much. There's a note from Niam that says, thanks for putting on such a cute marathon and for such an important cause. Good luck to all the runners. That is so kind of you. Thank you so much for the love. Very much appreciated. We got another comment that says, let's get this party started. Heck yeah, we're doing it! ! Donate, you guys, if you would like to add to our goal here. Our goal is $1,000 over the course of 3 days. So any dollar counts. At $1 that you have is a dollar that they didn't have already. I'll pass it back over to you.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm very glad to see the charity this is going towards. The people out there definitely could use the help. So definitely get those in if you can. In the meantime, right now we're still making our way through to our next goal game, and there's actually going to be a couple more switches we're going to hit, just to kind of set ourselves up for later in the run. So like anytime you see me go for a switch, it is very much it is a surprise tool that'll help us later, and we're going to hit this one. We're going to go through the store that we're actually like careening ourselves towards. A little bit tricky jumping to make sure we mitigate how much we hit these enemies. Every time I ram into them with wheel, there is a little bit of hit stun, and this hit stun does slow us down just a little bit every time we do it. So the less we can hit the enemies, the better. We're gonna be careful here. We don't want to hit that cannon. That cannon is a little bit slow. We don't want that. Run our way up these ladders. Hopefully the Sparky doesn't... Okay, that's fine. Sparky decided they just wanted to sit in place. That's fine. There's a fair bit of RNG with enemy movement sometimes, so I can't guarantee I won't hit this enemy or whatever. And sometimes you can't avoid them anyway, so you just kind of do what you can to work with it. And then we hit these, go through this, go through our door. There's our second goal game. So now we're kind of... For now, we're going to be mostly cruising, although the next segment we have here is going to be one where I actually do a lot of ability swapping. It's actually kind of neat, just executing the whole thing. So to start with it, we'll go back this way, go back to this door before. You remember this one where I said about the whole droppy thing. We don't need droppy anymore, so he can just kind of run around and be free. Instead, we're gonna go this way. Just kind of cut through here, go through this door, and now we're gonna be making our way towards that segment. Very, very careful. I don't want to hit those enemies. Those enemies have a unique animation where they kiss Kirby, and Kirby has to like wipe his face and everything. It's actually kind of silly and cute, but it also means I sit there for like 3 seconds, and it's not. We don't want that. It's not fun. Just kind of run ourselves through here again, and now begins our ability swap in. So I'm gonna go over here. Hit this. Swap. We're done with the wheel for now. We're gonna get sword. We need sword to hit that switch right there that you just see right over here. We're gonna hit that. There we go. And then I'm gonna go through this door. Drop sword. We don't need it now. I don't need that as well, but we do want missile back. So here's missile again. This is where I would normally grab it in the run if I got in everything that I needed. And this room actually can be surprisingly tricky to maneuver. Those chips are also kind of mean sometimes. Yeah. We are good with missile for now. We don't need it for the moment. But I'm gonna go through here. This is a guaranteed mid, so I'm gonna let it play out, and it will give us wheel back. So now we have wheel again. We're gonna cut ourselves through here. Run ourselves through this room real quick. Be careful not to go into the pit. That would have been very unfortunate if it happened. And then get through here. And these blocks drop wheel again, because now we want sword for fighting. So we're gonna do that. And this is Bombard, with a very interesting design. But more to the point, this thing has missiles, so we actually want that back. There we go, there we go. And now we're set up for our next segment, where we actually need that to get around and hit some blocks that otherwise we wouldn't be able to hit. Anyways, with these old games, the items vary a little bit. Most of the time it's food. Most of the time it's food, sometimes one-ups, especially one-ups. One-ups show up a lot in this run. You will see that life counter go up a bunch. Let's see how well I can get through this. Okay, that was actually very clean. Sometimes I don't manage it that well. Other times I do. It just varies a lot. And if I'm careful, I don't want that snooter to touch me. That snooter will put me through another unique animation. Awesome. So that enemy there, that is called a Mira. Mira is very easily frightened. So if I was like running towards it or like I attack really close to it, it'll get scared and dig itself into the ground, and then I can't use that door. And this will be a last little bit of missile movement for the run for a little while. So I'm gonna kind of get here, hit that enemy so I get rid of them. Get our giant Rocky for stone. We actually need that for way better damage than missile will ever cause in this game. Take down our second boxy of the run. Twister's being kind of mean, that's okay. Get ourselves through that. And we have her yet another gold game, so same stuff applies. If there's any messages at the moment, since I know there's going to be a kind of tricky mix I'll be trying to set up for, this would be a good time for it.
Well, good luck on setting that up. I believe in you. We have a $10 donation came in 4 minutes ago from Analog Amber. Thank you so much. With a note that says, so excited to spend the weekend here with you all. Good luck. Have fun. That is incredibly kind of you. We are all having fun. Welcoming everyone in chat. We are raising funds for PCRF. ! Donate in chat. We'll get you that link to donate. And this has been super fun. We have an entire 3-day weekend filled with so many different speedruns from so many amazing creators through the Unity guilds. And it's been really, really fun so far hanging out here.
By the way, I made that mids look very easy. That mids has a lot that can go wrong because it's very precise. So to get that first try, honestly, very impressive on my part.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, it's very tight. You basically, it's very easy to be like not far enough and inhale like a block instead, or be too far, get nothing out of it. The Foley, that enemy in question, I've definitely had those explode before I even get to them to inhale. It's a whole thing. It's not the only mid-slide that you're going to see in this run. In fact, there's another one that's coming up later that's honestly probably harder. but we'll see how that does for us when we get there. Ideally, we get to see really neat stuff from it, and if not, that's fine. Such is the nature of marathon runs, where sometimes things don't go the way you want, but you know how to bounce back from. You know how to deal with various things that occur when they don't go the way you need it. Also, thankfully, we have set ourselves up to easily just go back through the door we just came through for this one. So we won't have a problem there. In fact, just gonna go through here. You've seen this room before. We're actually gonna go a different path now. So now we need to go towards Radish Ruins. It's gonna be a little bit of a trek. I'm gonna get rid of that enemy before they hit me. I would really not like to lose wheel right now. It would be very annoying, and this room would be a lot slower. And we're just gonna do this. We're just gonna like do donuts here, get through that, make our way down here. Hopefully you don't hit any of these. Good. And this room looks scarier than it actually is, but to be safe, I'm gonna put this in Kirby's mouth so that way we don't have to worry about trying to grab it back if we get hit, and we just kind of damage boost through instead. We're gonna hit this switch because we actually very much need it later. It's not the only time we're going to Radish Ruins. In fact, there'll be another one a bit later, and you'll see another switch I'm gonna hit. That'll set it up where I can just go through that door, get to that part of the hub, and then go to another door to go right back to kind of like a checkpoint here. For now, though, we're gonna just keep using the wheel to get through here as quick as we can, kind of slow ourselves down because that wheel is actually a little too fast, and we'll just bump into the wall that's trying to break away from us. Small jump there, small jump here, small jump here. Very, very good. And get rid of that mirror from like halfway across the room, because if we use that too closely again, they will leave, and then we have to leave the room, come back in, and make them respawn. They won't show up any other way. And here's where it kind of the path divulge. If this were any percent, I'd be going down. That would lead towards our friend question mark, who is totally not Meta Knight. I mean, he looks like him. He walks like Meta Knight. He talks like Meta Knight. He tracks like Meta Knight. He swings a sword, sort of like Meta Knight, but the game doesn't agree with that. So who am I to like deny the game? And if I get through here, we'll have our third Boxy of the run. They were almost done with Boxy. There's only like 4 of those we fight in the run. And hopefully these last 2 won't be too bad. And we just kind of like drop in, say hi. Hi, Boxy. Oh, they gave us a gift. It was a bomb. It was a bomb. That was a very nice gift. That wasn't a nice gift. There's a few different ones they can drop. Sometimes they'll drop a bomb that explodes on you. It can have an enemy inside of it. The enemy is called, I think, Mina, which gives you mini instead. So it's not even good to attack. It's not even like a good ability. And then other times it can give you batteries or food. And now we're going to make our way back to Olive Ocean, actually go in here proper, and I said earlier there's going to be a harder mix than the one I did just a little bit ago, and that's actually going to be coming up very soon after our final Boxy fight. since we've done that door, we don't have to worry about it. So we're gonna go this way, go through here, jump over cooking. We really don't want to deal with that. And this is a part where I need to be kind of careful. If I get hit underwater, the ability just kind of floats to the surface. However, as you can see, we're not on the surface. It'll hit the ceiling, and then it'll just pop, and we lose it. And then we have, so if that happened, I would have had to use bomb instead. It would have been quite a bit slower. And that's it for Boxy. We will not be seeing those anymore in the run. And let's hope all of Mints is actually good here. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna puff up, hit this enemy. That is fine. I did a little bit too quick. Perfect. Second try is actually really good for this. So UFO is amazing. The very short version is now I have like very free movement to just kind of get around. I move like really good on out of water, underwater. I'm going to be still at swim speed, so it's still good. But more importantly, I did this. I don't have to do any sort of like weird finagling to like go around the room. I don't have to do like a trick we call sword step, where I use the other Kirby's as like a platform to kind of force myself to like throw sword up to hit the bomb block that way. I don't have to use fire, which would be okay, but a little bit slower. This is the best case scenario, and you're just going to see me go through here with UFO for like the next couple minutes. There's really not much to say about this section right now, so if there's anything for like messages or donations, this would be definitely a good time for them.
Definitely. Thanks for handing it over. We are officially $30 towards our first incentive of $75. Once we hit $75, our lovely friend over in our next speed run, Salt Queen will be doing a notoriously difficult challenge in Super Mario Sunshine called the Pachinko Machine. It's famous for being notoriously difficult and unreliable to control. So once we hit $75, that will be our first incentive for the day. We're currently at $30 out of our $75 incentive. Exclamation point donate in chat, you guys, if you would like to help us out. And thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so I made that look very simple. For that Frosty fight, it kind of is. It's just a fully charged attack and a beam. But yeah, UFO makes this section very nice, and to make it even better, we lose the ability once we go back to the hub, but we actually want that, because we're going to grab Missile again, and use that to get to our next section. So I'm going to pop here, grab that, like I said. We actually have some metal blocks we need to hit. That's the main reason we even grab it. Otherwise, we would probably just get Will again. But don't worry, Will be showing up soon enough. It's never far away from us. That's the second time I've managed to actually go over the snooter layer. Most of the time I end up ramming into them. And that's actually fine. That's kind of all we needed it for. So I'm just going to get rid of those instead. We'll drop down here, get rid of this block. We would have had to drop Missile here, even if we managed to carry it all the way. So I'll grab Burden real quick so we can get through this. That way I can get a little bit safely. That's actually all. That is the extent of Burden in this run if I had not used it at the start of it earlier. Get rid of those two enemies, and we have Battlefire. Do we have any Toll and 3s in the chat? Wait, look at it. Look at it. It's so happy. It's also very mean. It's very mean. It's a giant bat on fire. All right, and now we're topped up on health, which is very important. Our next segment. If I had stone, this would be a little bit nicer. I wouldn't have to do, I wouldn't really have the damage boost at all in this run, or in this part. But unfortunately, we are gonna have to damage boost, and being at full health is very important for that. This segment can be very rough. if you decide to pick up this category, this is probably like one of the quote-unquote problem segments. It's very easy to just take a bunch of hits and die. But I'm gonna hopefully show you how you can do this without losing maybe more than 3 health. So first of all, we're gonna do that very carefully. Kind of fly around, make sure I get through that blunt before the attack does. Managed to hit the Gordo, miss the Gordo, so that's even better. So now we're gonna slide through here, hit this blunt, hit that Gordo on purpose. Again, we actually do damage boost. Box here will probably hit us. I'm surprised it didn't. That's actually a very rare occurrence. This one might also, and somehow did not. That is fine. In fact, that is also preferable. And then there's Heavy Knight, who is incredibly evil and likes to smack me whenever I get near him. I made that look way easier than it actually is. I sorted out with this run. I definitely died trying to do that segment.
Did get a $10 donation from Julia Lurks.
Let's
got
go.
the Olive Ocean mix. Thank you so much.
Yeah, definitely. Also pretty frequent viewer in my chat. So this path is pretty much like if you play this game for the first time, this is like a very common kind of new player sort of I'd say new player trap, but it's more, some might decide, oh, I'm gonna do this way first, and they would this is how you would probably find the gold games at all. Cause this leads to like a dead end. You're like, oh, okay, I should go the other way then. We don't end up doing this till way later. In my splits, this one is called Rainbow Hand, because this is also where if you are playing this for the first time, you will probably encounter the smash ability from Melee. They decide this game is where that debuted. They pretty much just gave Kirby his smash moveset for the most part, or kind of. Anyways, we're not fighting Master Hand. In fact, we don't fight Master Hand at all in this run. He's in a ladder that we don't have to climb, so we're not going to deal with it. We just kind of go through to the end. And and that's pretty much it. That's what I call Rainbow Hand. It's mildly unfortunate, I guess. Master Hand's actually a very neat mini boss to exist in this game, but we don't have to worry about him. And here's a segment that doesn't even involve a mini boss, or even has it in the split name. In fact, it's this is called Radish Emerald, because there's a spray tan that you can get. Oh, wait a minute, I got ahead of myself. There we go. I lied earlier. There was one more use of missile in the run. That's it. Now we're done with it. Now it's largely wheel for the rest of the run. But yeah, there's a chest here that gives us the emerald spray paint to recolor Kirby if we really want it. Unfortunately, we're not going to be doing that in the run. But it's neat that it's that this is where we would get that. It's also probably the shortest segment of the run, since it's just we just wheel through, do what we need, get out of here, and we're good. And we're already kind of like coming up to kind of our end game for this run. So there's only like a few goals left. And most of them are going to be over here. So now we're going over to Peppermint Palace. Very nice icy area. Very good track, honestly. Like if you want to like good music to jam to, this is definitely, this and Candy Constellation, the place I'm actually going to be heading towards, is probably the best, probably two of the best songs in the game. Although there's a lot of good tracks. Name me a Kirby game with bad music. Honestly, I'm just going to be waiting still. I've been waiting for years. But for now, we're just going to be doing a lot of kind of going through ladders, weaving around with Wheel like this. Honestly, this is some of the neatest. Wheel has some very neat movement in this game and the other flagship game, Sweet Squad from the for the DS. So, like, if you think this game's wheel movement is, like, kind of actually really neat, check out a speedrun of that game. It is something else to watch what Wheel does in that game. Ooh, very nice, very good Frosty there. Very good Frosty there. A lot of times he can sometimes just stay against that wall, and I have to like do kind of like blam into the little cubby hole, go back out, and keep doing that. The ideal is that he actually does run at us and allow Wheel to kind of like hit him a ton on the way through. And they were just going to make our way through this, hit our final switch of the run, because we do actually come back here. There is one other mini boss that we will be fighting, and it'll actually be our last one when we get there. But for now, we're going to keep going. And we're going to actually go through this run twice overall in the run. There are 2 paths, one top, one bottom. And the top path will lead us to the first mini boss we're doing. The second one will lead to the other one we're fighting. But for now, we have this room, which is just a lot of just showing off what Wheel actually does in this game, which is a combination of go fast and just really neat kind of just turning and jumping and everything. But we're going to actually drop it for a second. We want a double star to deal with this a lot easier than otherwise we would do. So wait for Boss Barker. He does a lot of different things. He will grab you with his ears, he'll punch you, he'll jump around and stuff. But after most of them, he basically just decides, I want to go walkies. So he walks to like the other side of the stage, and we can very easily just hit him twice with a double star, take him out immediately, and make that far less of an issue. By the way, I did say earlier, Wheel is never far from us, and this is no exception. So we're just gonna go through here, get Wheel, and we're actually dropping down here anyway, so this is very convenient. And hopefully we won't hit these doors. That is actually very good. Also, the Waddle Doo didn't hit us. That's even better. A lot of times that Waddle Doo likes to throw a beam attack right as we're about to come down. Dodging them's no problem, but sometimes he can just be a little bit mean. Anyways, we don't have a mini boss to worry about because it's also an optional one. It would be another Batifier if it went down. We're not doing that because we don't have to deal with it. Although if you'd like to post trolling threes in the chat anyways, feel free to do so, of course. And if not, that's also fine. That's also fine. We have Gold Game at sunset. But anyways, right, this is actually one of the short ones. This is like the 5-second one, so it barely lasts any time. So nothing to worry about there. Anyways, as I start going towards this next one, if there's any more messages, definitely feel free to give them. I'm just going to be kind of zooming my way across.
You are a champion. We did, in fact, just get another $10 donation from Cool Guy 101. Thank you so much for your support for PCRF. We are at $50 towards our very first $75 incentive, which will take place in our next showcasing with Salt Queen and Super Mario Sunshine to do a pachinko run. But yeah, let's get some hype in the chat, especially as our wonderful runner is making their way through. Locked in. Thank you for the donation in chat.
Yeah, so we have one more minute in the run, but this is also kind of a simple one. Awesome, we got it first try. That's it. We just you set that up to get Wheel back, and here's Fan Fan. Fan Fan can be a friend. It can also be your enemy, and anytime he does that, he will grab us, and sometimes he will spin us around first and then throw us. He also likes really hugging the left wall during those fights, and if that happens, I can't really attack him without being damaged alongside, so it's a whole thing. Fan Fan to be your angel or your devil. This time he decided to be a friend, which is good. but we only have like a couple of gold games left, so definitely try to get some donations in. Try to. I would love to see the incentive for the next run get met before this run finishes, but you only have like a couple, like a minute, like a couple minutes at most.
A few minutes. I think that's a challenge for chat. We can get you guys running in here, making those donations. We're at $50 out of our $75 goal. What is that? $25 more? That's math.
It also sounds very doable, so do it.
You heard them.
In the meantime, we're just about through this. There's Shadow Kirby, Dan. Hi, Shadow Kirby. Sometimes they show, sometimes they don't. There is some definite... There's some variance as to what makes them appear or not appear. Unfortunately, as far as this run cares, it's effectively RNG. Sometimes he shows up and we're like, oh, hi. And then we have to wait for him because otherwise, if we try to jump right away, we'll take a hit. All right, now for our final one. This is going to come by very quickly, so we're going back to changing constellation, like I said. We're going to be going down the bottom path now. And this would be like a whole, like, almost maze-like room. Like, if you are playing through this game, you will probably end up doing both of these at some point. But we're going to be going through a lower path of this room and trying to make our way this way. And we're gonna get to a room that I'm just gonna call it the Star Allies reference. The short version, this room shows up in Star Allies for some of the Death Stars in that game, and I think it's very funny to call it a Star Allies reference and watch people swarm. But like, I know differently. I just think it's funny. Anyways, here's Bonkers. We're just gonna use fire and get rid of him instantly. And that is it. Once we finish this gold game, that is actually going to be time. So I guess some really quick shout outs in these last few seconds. Shout out to the Kirby community. Lots of really great people, lots of really good runners amongst them. Definitely check us out if you're curious about this game or any other. You can find it on speedrun.com/Kirby. We have a Discord server and a speedrun wiki with really good stuff. Also time. And just to kind of finish those shout outs, also shout outs to both the women's and pride guilds. The Twitch guilds are very good. Lots of amazing folks in there. If and when there are openings to join those and you want to and you're able to, definitely consider it. But otherwise, as far as myself, you can find me at twitch.tv/BeamQueenSol. I do a lot. I speedrun a lot of Kirby, and I do dabble in other platformers. I dabble in some casual things as well. I try to keep relatively cozy vibes. Sometimes I'm good at it. Sometimes I'm not. It varies from day to day. This won't be the only run you see from me though. I'll also be running Spyro during the second day. So definitely be there for that as well. But otherwise, thanks for having me. Definitely check this game out if you're curious. It's on Switch. It's on Switch if you have the expansion pass, the expansion pack for Switch Online. You can even play 4 players online. It's really cool. But yeah, otherwise, I'm gonna throw it back to the host here.
You're lovely.
And get ready for the next run.
Fun to watch.